So in today's video, I'm going to be introducing you to ResearchGate. So ResearchGate is an academic social network that I talked about in the previous video. It was developed in 2008 by 3 scientists. So it's very researcher focused with a focus on the needs of researchers. Having said that, it is a for-profit company. It's funded by private investors and by advertisement revenue. It is free for users, but users do require an institutional email address. So that's a .edu in Japan .ac.jp account. So a little bit about the users. There are around 20 million users according to the ResearchGate website. Several studies do suggest that they are more active than other ASNs. There are members from more than 100 countries. The majority do come from Europe and the United States. It's not well known the breakdown of users of ResearchGate across the world. We know that uptake of academic social networks in Japan is limited. And in our very small study, which focused just on Nagasaki prefecture in Japan, all the universities and the prefecture, looking at the use of researchers on academic social networks, we found that ResearchGate was more commonly used than, for example, academia.edu, but the uptake was not as wide as other countries. So next I'll give you a little tour of ResearchGate and looking at my profile so you can see what ResearchGate looks like and the different functions that are available. So let's go now. Okay, so when I log into ResearchGate, I will see a feed. So this information, I don't decide what's here. It comes to me through the algorithms and it will suggest to me research that might be of interest based on what I've looked at before and my research interests that I've identified and my own publications. So I'll get a list of these and this is ever changing and often it's quite useful. I'll definitely find research that I wasn't aware of that's of interest to me. You'll also see ads. This is how they make money and job ads as well. This is their main source of revenue outside of the investors. We'll also see some people who might be interested in my research or vice versa, so people for me to follow. So I'm going to go to my actual profile and let me just move myself there. So this is my profile, and when I go here, move myself back, we'll see my own information that I can edit, where I'm from. A little bit of information about me. This is what everyone can see about me. And then there'll be some research that is featured so people can see. It's kind of like an online CV, like a resume that people can come and have a look at. What's useful, I think, for me is I can get a list of people who have cited my work and people with similar skills so that I can find different people to connect with. And if I follow them, as these people I'm already following, it means that my work and their work might be more easily shared through that feed at the front of the page. Yes, so people you might know. I follow about 450 people. These are people that maybe I've met in real life, or I've read their papers, or I've cited their work, and I'm interested to know more. And so there are also some people who are following me. I can also put up my affiliations and journal roles education, grants and awards, memberships, things like that. It's up to you how much you share. I tend to use it quite comprehensively to put everything in that I'm doing, and it serves as an online resume. And some universities actually are using this tool as part of their researcher evaluation in a similar way that ResearchMap is used in Japan. So again, we can see all my research will be here. So just listed. We can organize into projects, which is something that I like, to organize work into different subject areas. We can see some statistics of our work. I don't tend to pay too much attention to this, but how many people are looking at my papers. But you know, if we look at this number, this is quite a big number over many years, of course. But these are people who may not have read my work otherwise if it had not been shared on this open platform. So, you know, I can see a real benefit there. These are metrics that ResearchGate develops. There's an H-index based on citations. Again, I don't tend to take too much notice of these. And then the people that I'm following and the people who follow me, I can check. Another feature is that we can ask questions. So that's up here. So we can ask questions. These are questions that are just put up here, not randomly, but based on the algorithms that I might be able to answer. If I'm interested in a question, so I also want to know the answer, I might follow. And I also ask questions. So this question is about me looking for participants, and I've actually found lots of participants through ResearchGate, because depending on the topic, it will be sent to people with those particular interests. So it could be quite a useful tool for finding participants for your study, but also if you're stuck on how to do some type of analysis, there usually is someone who's willing to ask you to answer your questions. Finally here, I won't go here because this is all the private stuff, but we can send and receive messages directly to any of the researchers who we follow, and we will get updates here on who is looking at our papers. If someone requests a copy of a paper, you can send a copy privately, even if it might be otherwise copyright and you can't publish it publicly. So, and this is where we add the new, let me move myself. If I go to a conference, then I'll add my conference paper here or my poster. Really a nice place to put data. A lot of journals now require that we show our data, and sometimes it's difficult to know where to put it. We can put it on ResearchGate and actually create a DOI, a link. So that's something that I use too, and I find quite useful. So anyway, that's just a very quick look at ResearchGate, but we will talk in more detail in an upcoming video about how to develop a ResearchGate profile for yourself. So I hope that I've given you a broad but useful overview of ResearchGate, and in the next video I'm going to be talking about the potential benefits of using the tool as a researcher. See you then.